Hi friends, welcome to the vlog. We are currently in the Holland Tunnel. And I know you're asking yourself, Kalila, why are you in the Holland Tunnel? Why are you looking like you're making a mad dash for somewhere? And that would be a good question. Let me tell you why. First of all, we're in the Holland Tunnel because I'm on my way to Brooklyn to see Twilight in concert. I'm literally so excited. I even got cute. Like, hello? The only problem is we're running 20 minutes late, and it's because I left at the time where I know I usually need that much time to get to Brooklyn. But the thing is, I didn't consider that it's afternoon Sunday traffic, sorry. So now there's an additional 30 minutes just of traffic that I did not calculate for, and now I'm 20 minutes late. I am a little bit sad about that. I am meeting my friend from college. I'm super excited to see her. I haven't seen her in a while, and she's also running late, so that's another plus. It's not just me, because I hate when people are waiting on me and it's my fault that I'm late, but she also forgot to calculate the traffic. So we're two peas in a pod if you can't tell. The vibe we were going for today was grown, cute, hot woman. So I'm wearing all black naturally. And I did my makeup today. I haven't done a full face of makeup in at least 3 months. So it was really fun to be able to do that. We just need to get there. To the theater. Finally, an hour and a half. We were an hour and a half late. We were 20 minutes late, and now we're an hour and a half late. But look, we tried so hard. Look at how gorgeous this theater is. Like, hello? We're gonna rush into the theater now. We'll talk later. What a night. Let me just explain something. First of all, the meal we had after that complete disaster was amazing. We found this little hole in the wall place. It's called Dijon, by the way. If you're ever in Brooklyn and you're looking for live music, beautiful place and really good food. It's a black owned business too, by the way. This is a great place to go. We had a really, really great time, and then we were able to catch up. But before this, chaos ensued. I am so mad. I need to vent. But before we go any further, I do want to say thank you to today's sponsor, which is Soundcore, and their new AI voice recorder that gives you instant transcription and summarization. Now for me, this is a game changer, because as soon as I'm done with a book, I literally always have to word vomit every single thought that I have about that book so I don't forget it. And it's so time consuming because I'm typing every single thought that I have. But with this new voice recorder, not only does it transcript everything that I say, and it's all extremely accurate and neatly placed in the Soundcore app. If you're a student or a working professional who is constantly in and out of meetings or constantly writing notes, I feel like you could definitely benefit from this. All you have to do is clip it to your shirt or clip it to your phone. You can even wear it as a necklace. Plus, if you double tap on the recorder, it will highlight that section, letting you know when you go back to your notes that this was an important section for you. That alone has been a game changer, because with regular voice recorders, you don't have that option. You literally have to go through the entire thing again. But with this one, it has highlighted chapters for you, which I personally love. If you want to check out Soundcore or this new device, make sure you check out the link down below, because you'll get 6 months free of their pro membership and 20% off when you buy during Black Friday. Thank you again, Soundcore, for sponsoring this portion of the video. As you guys know, I was already running late. She was already running late. We were 20 minutes late, right? When I ordered these tickets, because I ordered these tickets for the both of us, and when I ordered these tickets, you know how you can add the event or whatever into your Google Calendar, and then from there you can just click the link and it sends it to your GPS system, and then you're able to go to the event from that, right? I do that. I do that like I always do. I do that. Can you tell where this is going? I go into it. It says, you're going to King's Theater parking. Perfect. I paid for parking. I'm driving there. I'm an hour and 22 minutes away from the location, like from my house in New Jersey all the way to Brooklyn. I thought I left at the perfect right time, but I didn't consider traffic as we talked about before. So now I'm like, dang, I'm 20 minutes late. I'm never this late to anything. Like I try never to be late, but if I'm ever late, it's like 5 or 10 minutes or something maximum. Now I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be 20 minutes late. So I'm driving there. I get there. I have PTSD still. I'm driving there. I get there. I park the car. As I'm going to the little elevator from the parking spot, I put in my GPS, King's Theater. I'm in King's Theater parking. Take me to King's Theater so I can walk there and meet my friend. Also, by the time I got there, she got there too. So now I get to the main road and I put it in the GPS. Tell me why it says I am 30 minutes away from King's Theater. By car, not walking. So now you and I are confused. I'm like, 30 minutes, how? I go back through my confirmation. It sends me to this exact address again, but the address is incorrect because when I told my friend, like, hey, I'm here, where are you? She got there at the exact same time. She was like, I'm here. We share a location. She's like, why does it say you're 30 minutes away? I was like, what does it say? You're 30 minutes away. And then we realized it sent me to King's Theater parking 30 minutes away from King's Theater. She's at the actual King's Theater. She knew to go to King's Theater because I made the confirmation thing. I went through the email GPS thing and she just put in her regular GPS. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, now I'm going to be 50 minutes late. And this is the latest I've ever been. This is a 2-hour and 30-minute production. Now I know I'm going to be an hour late. I'm furious now. I'm so angry, so upset, so annoyed. So I just told her, here, let me forward you the tickets. You go enjoy. I'm going to get there as soon as I possibly can. Now I have to pay parking here and now find parking there. And so she's like, don't worry. I have to find parking too. Let's just stay on the phone until I'm able to find parking. I drive 30 minutes to King's Theater and she's still looking for parking. I hate New York parking. It's so bad. Hello? Somebody fix it. We have a new mayor, so maybe he'll be able to fix it. I get there. She's still looking for parking. Now we're 50 minutes late. So we look around. We finally find parking. I found parking, but then I tried to like pay at the meter and it said that you couldn't pay here. Like something was wrong with the little code. So I went to go park where she was and it was great because we were only 8-minute walk. At this point, we're now an hour late, right? And so we walk there. We get there at the 10 minutes and then the theater is gorgeous. We go into the event and we find our tickets. We're realizing we only have an hour left of this entire production. A 2-hour and 30-minute production that we paid not a small amount of money for. We only have an hour left. Please. But we're trying to be optimistic. We're like, you know what? At least we're here. We've seen this movie 1,000 times. It's okay. Let's just enjoy our hour. The minute stuff starts going on in the movie, people are laughing and clapping and joking and hooting and hollering. Like this is a comedy show. This is about yearning. This is a tragic love story. I'm not even talking about just regular, like in the movie theater talking, like, you know, people talking to themselves. I mean like people yelling words, like when Bella would do something, someone called her a B word out loud. The entire theater is laughing. Like this is a comedy show. And me and her looking around like, hello. This is supposed to be an orchestra production. They have like the violinist and all the musicians out on the stage. The audience is acting like we're part of the show. I was thinking we were watching the show, but they were so interactive. It completely took us away from what this event was supposed to be. I know I'm not the only one who felt this way because the people next to us, they were so annoyed and they heard us talking and she was like, they've been doing this the whole time. So I'm like, what the heck? I think I would have been upset if we were there from the very beginning anyway, but I'm not kidding. And people are laughing, clapping, joking around the entire time as if this was a comedy. And so we were just so baffled because we couldn't even hear the orchestra on the stage because the entire theater is doing this. So it kind of took away from the magic of what this event was supposed to be. It was still nice to see the movie and like be with my friend. And at that point, we were just genuinely happy to be there. It was so cold too. We both wore skirts and we were just happy to be warm and together. But as you can see, the night didn't go the way that I wanted it to. So that was kind of a bummer. There was also some singer who was singing as well and he sang all the songs. So that was nice. Like at least we had like live music and things. I wish it was a little bit different. I will say still check it out. I think they're going all over the US. I think they have this tour going all over the US. So if you're able to go and that's something you want to do, I think, you know, why not? It's just, that was my experience and it wasn't that great. But afterwards, this is when the tides change because we're both pretty mad that we spent all this money, only saw an hour and that hour wasn't amazing. So after we're like, let's get dinner, let's just catch up because we've had a heck of a time getting here. She's also from Jersey, so she drove the hour. And so we're looking for this place to eat. We found this random place completely by accident. This is why I love New York. And it was a black owned business called Dijon. If you're ever in Brooklyn, that is a place we went to. It had live music. It was gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. And the food was really, really good. It was Caribbean food. We had like rice and beans. I had shrimp tacos. My friend had this like coconut shrimp concoction thing, and it was really, really good. So that was a nice way to end the night. I just wish the concert went a little bit differently. So here we are now, the next day. But now I do want to read. We are currently reading The Blue Sisters with my book club, and it is so good. Everyone who told me you thought that I would think it was a 5-star read, you were right. It is so good. Obviously, I'm not done, but so far it's incredible. Again, The Blue Sisters is about 3 different sisters who are mourning the loss of one of their sisters who passed away. They're all trying to meet back up in New York to kind of deal with her loss, deal with her things, and just move forward in some way because they're a little bit estranged right now and they're all going through something in life. And so this grief is pulling them back together. And wow, is this writing absolutely incredible. But before we start reading, I do want to continue to decorate for the holidays because if you remember, I was able to put up my Christmas tree with my niece, but that's as far as we got. She like completely tapped out on me. So I want to continue to decorate. And then once we're in the holiday cheer, we can get to reading. My niece picked out the stockings, and it's so funny because only hers represents her name. Her name is Sinai. And then the other one is D for dad, my brother, and then A for auntie, me. But they're so cute. We've had them since she was like, I think 8 or 9 to be honest, but we're going to put these up now. Now let's talk about this book because boy, do I have some thoughts and they're all good. Again, I'm about like halfway through the book and it's already so incredible. The remaining sisters is Avery, Bonnie, and Lucky. Avery is the eldest sister. She is a lawyer living in London with her wife, Chitty. She looks like she has everything anyone could ever ask for on the surface. She's married, she has a beautiful home and a really cool career, and she's making incredible money. The second sister is basically the middle child. She's Bonnie. She was a retired world-renowned boxer. Now she is a bouncer living in California. And of course, now the youngest is Lucky. She is a supermodel living in Paris. Their sister Nicole died a year before and they never really dealt with their grief. Now a year later, they're all estranged from each other, but they're coming together because their childhood apartment, which is the apartment Nikki, was living in, is about to be sold. So they have to go back to New York. So this is bringing the sisters back together. And it's interesting because as the reader, we get to see them interact with each other, but the chapters are separated in different POVs. So one chapter is Bonnie's POV, another chapter is Avery, so on and so forth. So we get to see them interact with each other, lie to each other and to themselves, basically saying that their lives are together. And then when we actually pull back the curtain and read the chapter, we realize very quickly that every single one of these sisters are doing disastrously mentally, and they're really struggling with their grief just in completely different ways. So far, what I've noticed is that for one, Avery, the eldest daughter, has eldest daughter syndrome completely. She has to take care of everyone else and she is exhausted now. After the death of her sister, she's falling back on her ways because she used to be an addict and she's been clean for 10 years, but of course grief can manifest in different ways and make you do things that you wouldn't necessarily normally do. And so she's hiding these things from her wife and she's really just lost mentally, but she's still trying to pretend like everything is okay. When her sister's called, she lectures them, she makes sure that their life is together, but in the inside she's completely crumbling and falling apart. The second sister is Bonnie. She kind of dissociates and gets away from her grief instead of dealing with it through pain and discipline because that's what she knows. She is an athlete, she is a trainer, and though she doesn't do boxing anymore, she still picked a very grueling job. She is a bouncer. And so she puts all of her energy into working out and hiding from her emotions. Now, Lucky, on the other hand, she is completely numbing herself. Yes, she has a really cool career as a model, but she feels nothing inside. She hates that people are just looking at her for her beauty and she wishes that someone else would know her, but she doesn't allow anyone because she's constantly running from herself and running from her problems. So she's basically numbing through alcohol, drugs, people, and just running from country to country trying to outrun her problems. And as we all know, you can't do that. I think the thing that I'm loving about the book so far the most is the fact that, for one, the author does an incredible job of showing us that no matter how put together someone looks, we never truly know how much they're dealing with. Even the people who are supposed to be the closest to us, we have no idea what's going on in their head. And the second thing is like the fact that grief can manifest in so many different ways. Avery is self-destructing. Bonnie is falling into discipline and routine to ignore her feelings. And Lucky, she is really trying to numb herself and distract herself with anything by any means necessary necessary to avoid dealing with her emotions. I also thought very early on that I would be able to decide which sister I'm most like and be able to relate to them, but halfway through the book, I'm quickly realizing that I relate to every single one of these sisters, even though they're all so vastly different from each other and they're dealing with their emotions so differently. There's some things that I'm like, wow, I do that exact same thing too, or I feel that exact same way. And it's incredible because it's like every single chapter that I read, I find myself not wanting that POV to end. I don't want to go to the next sister. And then when I go to the next sister, I don't want to leave this chapter because I want to stay in their head and figure out what they're feeling and see how they're dealing with things. And I think that that is a very special thing because it's very hard to get people to care about individual characters. I feel like it's always easy to find a favorite. But at this point, they are all, first of all, very, very flawed. None of them are perfect. I hate them sometimes. I love them other times. But I think that that's what makes them more realistic. But I haven't been able to decipher definitively which sister I either relate to the most or really like the most. They all have redeeming qualities and they all have really bad coping mechanisms. And I feel like that is so beautiful because it makes them real. She'd heard once that guilt was for something you'd done. You could feel guilty for a certain behavior or action, but still fundamentally know you were a good person. But for shame, shame was deeper. Shame was for who you were. And then there was another line. What Bonnie longed for was to be free of this love, just for a day. It was too sticky, too consuming, what she felt for her sisters. She craved the simplicity of the boxing ring, for a fight that had rules she could understand. Like Coco, please! Every single page has a line like that, like something that sticks out to me that really makes me consider what it takes to love and be loved. I think a lot of the times we romanticize romantic love, but I don't think we talk enough about what it takes to love your family, what it takes to love your siblings, the ups and downs of that love. You could literally hate these people and still die for them in the same second. Isn't that insane? Only your family, specifically your siblings, in my personal experience, could you want to literally murder with your bare hands and still die for them. Still never allow anyone to talk bad about them. And I don't think there are a lot of authors or books that encapsulate that very well, but this, it's like perfect. Oh my gosh, I am literally enjoying this book so much. And it's crazy because usually I have no problem stopping the sections we have to read for book club. But y'all, can I be honest? I finished this week's chapter or section maybe like 7 chapters ago. I cannot put this book down. And these chapters are very, very long. It's just, I can't put it down. It's so good. It's so heartbreaking, unbelievably heartbreaking. But I do want to take a break from this now because I do want to make our little gingerbread house. Every year, my niece and I do a gingerbread house for the season. And we were supposed to do it like a week ago, but she copped out on me. So I'm going to start it because I know she's going to be coming home soon. Maybe I can trick her into doing it with me. This time we got a chocolate house. Usually we get the regular gingerbread ones, but she is obsessed with chocolate like nobody's business. I've never met a single person who loves chocolate the way that my niece loves chocolate. So this year we were like, you know what? Let's just do a chocolate house. Ooh, this is pretty. My helper's here. She's not very enthusiastic this year. See what I have to deal with. This is what we got so far. She's leaning and it looks a little nuts, not gonna lie. But I think with the right decoration and decorator, we should be good. I'm not holding her hostage, I promise. Okay, we're gonna keep trying. She's not the prettiest thing, but she has a great personality. A lot of personality. It's the thought that counts. It's the thought that counts. You just called her ugly. It's the thought that counts. Later. Oh, I have finished the book and I'm not going to lie to you. Tears were shed. I sobbed multiple times. Please. The last chapter where Avery was talking to her wife Chitty about missing and longing for her sister broke me. There was a part where she was saying how the missing never goes away. The other emotions might go away, but the missing, the longing, the disbelief goes away, the anger goes away. Sometimes the sadness ebbs and flows, but the missing, the longing stays with you forever. That is your new reality. The way she explained that literally broke me, because if you've ever been through grief, you know that's exactly how it feels. Sometimes there are little moments throughout the day, the further you get away from it, you forget sometimes just for a moment, and then it all comes crashing back to you, maybe on a daily basis, maybe on an hourly basis, but it never goes away. This is your new reality now. It's like living without a limb. And her explaining that so well, being seen so well in a book, because I think a lot of the times as individuals, as humans, we get lost in our own emotions. I don't know if it's narcissism or just being stuck in your own head, but like, we always feel like no one else can possibly know how I'm feeling. No one else can possibly understand these emotions. And then an author this amazing comes and shows you like, no, babe, you're not the only one who feels this way. And let me show you. You are seen, you are heard, you are valid, your emotions are valid. And it just does something for you. If you do not like sad books, skip this one, because she is sad from the beginning to the very end. But there's a little bit of hope at the end. But I think that a lot of the times, sad books, especially nowadays, I don't know, there's like a sensationalism around sad books. Some books are just sad to be sad. This is not a book where it's sad to be sad. It is sad with a purpose. It is sad to make you feel seen if you've ever been this low or lost in your life. It is one of those books that make you feel like you were not alone. So if you are going through something, anything, even remotely close to loss or like bad family dynamics or anything like that, this is a great book because you will definitely feel seen and valued and heard. So I would highly recommend it. It's definitely one of the best books I've read this year. You know what? I think I need to make a video where I talk about my top 10 books of the year, because at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I have read 67 books in the year of 2025. My goal was 57, I think. So we kind of killed it. We kind of killed it. Very, very happy about that. But I want to make it to 70. For some reason, my personal goal now is to make it to 70 because I've never read 70 books in a single year. My first year of going back to reading, I read 52 or 53 books, I think. Then last year I read 57. So that's why I made my goal 57 this year as well. No, last year I read 63. I'm killing it all around, And then this year so far I've read 67. So now I'm like, I want to up the ante just a little bit, just a smidge. So I want to make it to 70 books or even 75. 75 would be nice, but I feel like we only have a month left. I don't think there's any way I can reach that. That's very, very hard. But I am 3 books already into my challenge with you guys where I'm supposed to read those 10 before the end. So I'm very happy about that. 7 more, and I don't owe any of y'all no money. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. I will post the link of that video down below so that you know what I'm talking about. But yes, Blue Sisters was absolutely incredible. For everyone who recommended that book to me, thank you so much, because I would not have picked it up otherwise. It has definitely changed my life. I feel like it's one of those books where I can definitely see myself rereading it again. And I'm not someone who necessarily wants to reread the books that I love, because there's so many books out there and we don't have a lot of time. I want to read as many books as possible in this lifetime. So I don't think that like going back to them really does anything for me. But this is one of those books where I'm like, no, we could absolutely go back to this and not only enjoy it as much as I enjoyed it the first time, but like still take life lessons from it. And that's very rare. So I loved it, highly recommend it. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this weekend. I had so much fun. We went to the Twilight concert, we read a little bit, we hung out, and you guys are just the best. So thank you so much for continuing to watch and support me. I love you guys dearly, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Hold on, sorry. Stuck behind a Tesla truck, child. These big Lego cars on the street. Hello?